goal is to bring you your next favorite band.
Sweet, that intro is my new favorite band. That's phenomenal. I'm so excited to be on.
Yeah. I heard a rumor that you might be able to play that song live today.
You heard correctly. Yes.
Excellent. So,
good enough for rock.
I don't know when I rock out here on your next favorite band and show.
and listen, it's going to be everybody's favorite band.
Like Phil, you weren't supposed to make me get all. God Almighty!
But this
Phil.
is why we do it.
Like seriously, I gotta gather myself. All right, go ahead.
Okay.
Welcome to your next favorite band. That's both the show title and our promise to you. We here at Stereophilia Studio are tireless in our pursuit of finding incredible, genre-defiant artists who are either a hot up-and-coming band or a group that has been delivering for years but have flown under the radar. Tonight, we banter about the state of things with stunning musician and Hall of Fame podcaster, George Hrab. Each month, we will bring you live streams, audio podcasts, and perhaps even a live concert where you can listen to the stories and hear the music of artists personally curated by us based on what we feel will be worthy of your time. Be sure to subscribe and tune in to each episode because the possibilities are endless and you never know who will be
Your next favorite band.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. I am your host, Philip Reese.
I'm George Hrab. Hey, Phil. You hit that ramp perfectly. You just hit that ramp. So there's that space in the intro to just say what's going on today. And it's like, it's seamless, baby. It's seamless.
I think we're somewhere around episode 190.
Okay.
And I think I'm getting there.
Ooh. Duo Centennial? What's 200? 200 is bicentennial. Bicentennial episodes soon arriving.
Sure, we're getting close. It'll be
that's great, man.
Early next year.
Okay.
I've decided not. So I did make a bigger deal about episode 100. By the way, and you are listening to.
Oh, your next favorite hoo-ha thingy.
I need a new logo.
Yes.
Your next favorite hoo-ha thingy.
Hoo-ha thingy.
The good news about that, if that was the name, is then I could make the show about anything instead of just music.
Hey, man, you get the franchise, baby.
And now I'll have to go
it's all about
trademark
franchising.
Next favorite hoo-ha thingy. But
today it's paper clips.
Right, exactly. This will be anyway. So I made a bigger deal about episode 100.
Mm-hmm.
I never thought I would get there. I honestly thought
That's the best way.
I thought I would do 20 of these and have some fun. Off of basically where this started from was the absolute euphoria of post-COVID Music Fest.
Yes, right.
As festival goer, musicians, everyone was in this tizzy of we were back, we performed and you applauded and isn't this great? And
it wasn't this. It was like, hey man,
exactly.
check it out. This is fantastic. Oh my God.
Yeah. And so off of that, it just kind of morphed into I don't even know how it even kind of totally presented itself. But anyway, interviews started happening. Yeah. And I was like, oh, these people I met off of this, I'll do that. Anyway, I'm not even trying to make this into anything other than I just thought it would be 20 or so. And I'd be super proud of that.
The most successful things usually are that way. Very rarely do these super successful things or the things that have sort of merit or value intrinsically within them are started with we will do this for a century. Right. And usually the people that do plan that kind of stuff,
no,
they're not.
The only thing to do that are trees, really,
you don't want the 1,000-year anything planned. Right. Believe me, it doesn't work. It's not good for Poland.
Yeah, no.
So the fact that because I'm just posting tonight. I'm posting episode 941.
That's what I was going to get to. Yeah,
it's just it's ridiculous. Something next January is going to be episode 1,000, which is just ridiculous.
Let's make sure we mention this though. It's the Geologic Podcast.
The Geologic Podcast. Yes,
that's not a joke off the top. You are in the Podcast Hall of Fame.
I actually am in the pod. It's not a joke off the top. It's a joke off the middle. It's sort of just right around the midsection.
I was not being funny. I was being.
No, I appreciate it. No, it's last year about this time last year. No, I guess January of last year. Yeah, I got inducified, inductionated
That's
into the
fantastic.
podcast hall of Fame. It was pretty cool. It was pretty cool and pretty unexpected. And again, like you said, not something where in 2007 I said, here's the plan.
Yeah, right.
I'm gonna start this podcast and do it for 18 years and then get inductified into the thing that doesn't even exist yet.
In the hoo-ha. And
in the hoo-ha.
The other part about it is it's not about geology.
No, there's no geology whatsoever.
No geology. I just want to make sure people would tune in.
It's like 0.2% geology. I think I have mentioned some mica schist here and there.
Sure.
Right,
yeah.
Occasional graphene.
Some old schist.
Yes, just same old schist, different host.
And actually,
day,
that was one other thing I was going to mention was we're both. So what I decided to do was rather than 200, I was going to actually exemplify or whatever, make a bigger deal out of 250. Because that will be actually close to this
sesquicentennial, right? Is that what that is? 250 sesquicentennial.
I like the sound of that.
I think
even if it's not it, I'm going to say that.
Well, it's like the U.S. is having its 250, right?
Correct. Yes.
Right. Yeah. So that's you could it won't quite line up, but
yes.
Still.
And so the Winter WonderJam next year is what I'm trying to hopefully. I'm not going to force it, but like it'll hopefully be 250-ish.
Yeah.
And then you and I have actually talked about what that might be. We're going to not mention anything, but stay tuned. We might have something really, really cool.
I'm just going to do this. That's all I'm going to do. That's all I'm going to do. That's all I'm going to do.
There you go.
That's the only hint you're getting out there, boys and girls. That's it.
Yes.
Maybe that's too much. And if it's too much, edit this out. I'm sorry.
No. Listen, we are live. And for those of you who are tuning in, please chat in. We're going to have some fun tonight with a bunch of different topics. I wanted to talk about this. So even though George is a musician and has been on the show and is, guest worthy, tonight is a banter episode. And what those were when I had David Moore as my guest, my co-host on the show.
Right.
We would occasionally come around to a certain week and we just wouldn't have a guest at all, whether it was cancellation or just scheduling or whatever. We just were not there for that week.
Sure.
And instead of just being dark, we just went on, the two of us, and we just bantered about something. And then we just named the episode fill in the blank banter of whatever we actually ended up talking about.
Right.
And so
right. Sorry.
Yeah, right. Those are out there. And so basically anytime you see an episode labeled with banter, it just means it's technically not about a musician's backstory and music. It's really just about topics. It's usually music related, but maybe also connected to, just topical things as well.
It's one of those rare podcasts of two guys just talking.
Two white dudes pontificating about whatever.
Just chatting about something outside of their expertise.
Right. Well, no, I think some of this will fall squarely in your expertise.
Hopefully. We'll see.
Yes.
We'll see.
But
like
let me start off the top here with just a funny thing that came across, and then one of those, almost like, how you learn a new word and then you hear it everywhere, or you like learn of a new car and then suddenly you realize it's on the road everywhere.
Yeah, that's like Nardo. Did you ever learn what Nardo is? The Nardo finish on cars. So certain cars now they have this kind of like.
Oh, it looks like it's not even painted.
It's like sort of flat, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's this new. Some people call it Nardo. I'm not sure why, but it's essentially the paint has no metallic flecks in it.
Oh wow!
Because all car paint has had for the last 70 years has had tiny metallic flecks put into it.
Sure.
And some company did a test one without the metallic flake, and they were like, "That
people
was
like
kind of
this.
cool."
Yeah.
So and then like the first time you see it, you're like, "Is that dirty?"
Yeah.
And then once you learn, and they're everywhere.
Yes.
So look out for the Nardo thing. But yes, okay, like a car. So yeah.
It was actually my wife brought it up and asked me. We were getting ready for Halloween. And she was like, "Oh, when you were growing up, what did you call the night before Halloween?"
Oh.
And I said, "What the hell are you talking about? That's just, October 30th. And she's like, "What do you mean? No, it's a night. Do you have a name for it?"
I mean, there was a Mischief Night.
Yes. So that's what she said. She's like, "It's Mischief Night. What are you talking about?" And I was like, that was like a bad horror movie once upon a time. And then, wouldn't you know, the next day, and this might be because the phones are listening, but through my social media, it fed me this map, and it fed into why I had no idea.
Oh, look at that.
It says, "What do you call the night before Halloween?"
See, Jersey. Jersey is the epicenter
Philly,
of culture. I'm sorry.
It calls it Mischief Night.
Wow.
Apparently, Michigan calls it Devil's Night.
Oh, Devil's Night, yeah.
And literally the rest of the country says, "I have no word for this." Which is why I was like, what the hell are you talking about?
But here's the question.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. Right.
Like, why Jersey? Like, why is that such a specific thing?
Isn't that funny? And I didn't research it. I probably should have. Like, what the hell's going on in Michigan on that
Oh,
night?
I hope it goes back to like colonial times.
I
Where,
really
like,
do too.
now Jockey Hollow, Sleepy Hollow, Jockey Hollow. That's a Jersey thing, so maybe it relates to that somehow or something.
Sleepy
I
Hollow
wonder, like,
is in New York.
Sleepy Hollow's New York. Okay,
Yeah.
so Jockey
It's
Hollow's
just
in
over
Jersey.
like over the Hudson, like north of the city.
Right. I
In-
wonder if that somehow relates to some
Maybe? I
kind
don't
of
know.
something. Yeah, I remember being a kid and the pumpkin we had out front was squashed on Mischief Night, and I
Ugh.
was heartbroken. I was like 8, 9 maybe, and I remember thinking like,
Why would you do that?
why would anyone do that? Like,
Mhm.
why would anybody? This is like 1978, maybe.
Not only that too,
79.
like just the night before you actually needed it. Like
Right, yeah, like go with the November 1st, go to town, whatever you want to do. But yeah.
Well, Hallows Eve, throw the shit.
So
Right?
so wait, so you grew up where?
Long Island, New York.
Oh, Long Island.
And there was no
even
Mischief
Long
Night.
Island, there was no Mischief
Nope.
Night. That's amazing.
I'm very close to Jersey.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
again, this was squarely Philadelphia, and we did check around with other Philadelphia, like people who grew up in that area, and they all called it Mischief Night. They all were like, "Why didn't you have Mischief Night?"
Yeah,
And then
interesting.
I found
Interesting.
they're in the minority.
Okay, so here's the other Halloween adjacent question.
Love it.
What's the best Halloween costume you ever wore?
So I disappeared in college. We were having a very cool, it was a Heaven and Hell party, and I'll get to what that was about in a second. But basically, I took the Jägermeister bottle and worked on creating like the label really well, and I just put like a green garbage bag over me with the label on the front, and I created like a
fantastic.
cap, and I was like a legit bottle of Jägermeister.
That's really good. Now, was
And
your
it
face
came out
covered,
really
or-
well for like a knucklehead college
Yeah,
person.
yeah.
But and then partnership wise, the other one I really liked was we went to like a higher end like adult Halloween party where you were supposed to come dressed as couples in an outfit, and I was basically like a voodoo doctor, and she was the voodoo doll. And like, so it just worked really well because
were there
like
pins?
there were pins, and she had like the stitched mouth, and I had like a skull mask and cool little things that had smoke coming out of it. It was
Very cool.
We took that one up a notch. That one was definitely that one was more professionally done. The other one
Yeah.
just was a cool one because I was an idiot in college. How about yourself?
Well, in college, I did Frank Zappa in college. That was I thought it was like Frank Zappa testifying.
Yeah.
So I had the suit.
That's the key. Right
I had a fake nose, big fake nose, which is
Mhm.
I looked pretty good because you wore glasses, so I could kind of attach to the glasses, and then had the imperial, and the thing.
Right.
Back then, I had a full head of hair too, so it worked out well. But
Mhm.
I've had a couple really good ones. The cool thing about looking like this now is if I do some kind of costume with a wig and I shave, I am unrecognizable. Like I just So I did one time for a convention. I was there with my friends from the Skeptic's Guide to the Universe. We went as Gilligan's Island, and I was the
Perfect.
professor. So the guy that was Gilligan was spot on. The skipper was spot on. I was the professor. So I shaved, and I had a wig, and no glasses, and like nobody knew who I was.
Wow.
No, it was awesome. It was really, really cool. I did a full 66 Batman costume that I had
Oh
bought.
my gosh, that's so cool.
I also shaved for that. No one had any idea who I didn't talk. So like no one had any idea who I was. A couple of years ago, I did Leon from Leon the Professional, the Luc Besson film.
Yes. Love that movie. That's like Natalie Portman's like
Natalie
she's like
Portman's
6 or
one of
7
her
in that
first
movie.
films. Yeah, I love that film. I'm trying to see if I can find a picture of it because that worked out really well. I can scroll through my 60,000 photos that I have here. That was good because I even had a violin case that I had borrowed from a friend. So I had the violin case because he has this violin case that has his guns in it, and he has a big briefcasey thing, and so I had those two made, and that was a good one. That was a good one. I've had a couple good ones. I've won a couple contests. So
Yes.
yeah, I'll find it later. But yeah.
I just found one as well that I just thought of as you were chatting and sharing some of those. This is a little post-college. We went as my 4 buddies and I the cover of Kiss Dressed to Kill.
Oh, wow. Tell me you have that.
And again, yeah, I have it here. I'm going to pull it in right now. So I have two. One where it's just us, and then one where it compares it to the album cover, because we also like staged ourselves for a picture to make sure that we could like position ourselves in the right way. So here is it's just got to upload.
All right, I'll show my Luc Besson while we're waiting. Oh wait, let me get this. There's
that's
my
awesome.
There's my Leon.
Perfect. Yes.
So it's not. I had the cap, and that's a coat that I bought in high school that I never got rid of. Big, late '80s, big wide shoulder.
And honestly,
thing.
if you've never seen the movie The Professional, go check it out.
Oh my God,
It's one of the coolest movies, and Gary Oldman plays one of the scariest,
over the top, crazy drug-addled cop.
Yep.
And
Fantastic.
yeah, and Natalie Portman's amazing. And I'm still waiting for a sequel to that. I want the adult Natalie Portman.
Yes.
Spoiler, by the way.
Yes. That would be
I
brilliant.
want her to go and like she somehow takes this secondary revenge or something, or maybe like the mob comes after her because they killed the guy like 30 years later, or whatever, 25 years later.
Yeah, or becomes like a lawyer. Like take it in a cool
direction.
Yeah,
something like that. I think it would be so cool.
Absolutely.
So
all right, so here's us. This is the four of us. I'm Paul Stanley.
Oh man, nicely done.
And that's
really good.
Phil Bluntlow Crochundo as Peter Criss.
Oh, I love it.
Eric Nowicki as R.I.P. Ace Frehley, and Brian Bailey as Gene Simmons. And then here it is compared to the actual album cover.
Really good, man.
It's basically we're just missing some head tilts, but
seriously,
the look of it was pretty good.
Kiss is the band that I love everything about them except the music.
I know exactly what you mean.
I read all four books, all four,
the comic books and stuff.
No. Because they each one of them wrote a book, like autobiography.
Right.
I read all those. Makeup and Kiss and Makeup is one of them. I think Peter Criss is called Kiss and Makeup.
Right.
But I've read it all. I've seen every documentary.
Clever.
I've seen all the specials. I've watched all the Paul Lynde Halloween special, which is a special own magic thing, and I love it.
And the movie, what is it? Something in the Park, Phantom in the Park, or something
of the
outstandingly
I've seen
bad.
I haven't seen the whole thing in one shot, but I've seen enough of it to have sort of
those
interviews.
So bad it's good kind of vibe.
I just love it all. Except the music. I'm not interested at all in the actual tunes.
Yes.
But that
is some of my and this might make some total sense to you. My very, very first concerts I ever went to were Kiss concerts.
Oh wow.
And I was 9. Like I don't know why my brothers took me or my parents let them, because if you not only like the show itself is fine, but the people who go to those shows are not what you probably want to get exposed to at that younger age.
Of course.
Because your warped reality is now like, oh, that's when you go to a concert, you dress like this. But fantastic. And then I got to see...
That's another good one too, by the way.
Let's see. Alice Cooper opened for them once. Blue Oyster Cult, Ted Nugent. That was a weird one.
Yeah. This is me as Mr. Gumby, by the way.
Oh.
Also shaved my beard.
And you are unrecognizable.
Yeah, it's like
unbelievable. It's like you're a whole other human.
Me. Yeah.
Wow. So not my first concert ever. That was actually Weird Al Yankovic.
Oh, good. That was my first album I ever bought. First album I ever bought with my own money was in 3D. Weird Al. So yeah, Al has a very, very warm spot in my place.
Me too.
My heart. Well, wasn't the whole problem with like Kiss? They realized like people are bringing their kids to our shows now. This is like,
and that might have been the case. Is about like my brothers were 10 years older than me, 9 and 10. And so that was why like they were like high school could drive themselves there. And they were like, I guess maybe I was like, oh, can I go too? And my parents might've been like, yeah, take your brother. And maybe they didn't even have the awareness that it was not exactly the thing. But yeah, to your point, I don't think I was the only younger kid in the audience.
No. Because it was, I remember obsessing over the album covers as a kid.
Sure.
I wasn't allowed to
listen.
They were gorgeous. But they were just gorgeous. And they were superheroes. They were these weird cartoon characters.
Yeah, that Destroyer cover where they're all like this on the...
Yeah, it's the whole thing, the fire and just all of it. And it's like, And the fact that what's I think the most astonishing, and it sort of isn't talked about as much anymore, is that like they maintained their anonymity.
Yeah.
For that 10-year span or whatever it was, or like people like didn't really know what they looked like, which is it would be impossible today. It would be absolutely impossible. I mean, apart from the guys that wear the motorcycle helmets, Daft Punk, you know.
Oh, right. Yeah.
But even those guys, if you do a little bit of a search, you can figure out what they look like, you know.
Oh yeah, yeah. The internet would destroy that now.
But it's like that was this part of this mystique of like, what do they look like? And then that one, the embossed, I forget which album it was, but it had their faces embossed.
Yep.
And you could put a piece of paper on it and trace it and like do a rubbing.
Yeah.
And
was
you
that
could get rid of
or Live 2?
It might have been Alive 2, I think, or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
You could get rid of the makeup and you would kind of see what they looked like from the embossed. It was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
But the music is garbage.
Listening back to it, I do listen to it more with nostalgia than,
of course.
Well, that was great, but I don't know that I've ever thought of it as garbage.
for me personally.
But yeah, and I guess I can understand where that would stem from. But but totally, yeah.
And I love it. I would give me if there's a new documentary, I am in. I am all there.
This is weird. Didn't even get to topic 2 yet. This is all off of Mischief Night. Do you know what a great documentary is? This is Twisted Sister. I think it's free on Amazon, and it is awesome.
I bet.
Dee Snider and the whole back.
He's fascinating.
Exactly.
Dee Snider is fascinating.
I think most people think it's a one-hit wonder or some sort of knucklehead. The guy was brilliant. Like it was awesome. So like that's one in that kind of same, obviously kind of.
Oh, I will check that out. Okay,
you definitely should. It's such a good.
I mean, he self-admittedly fell into the things that he shouldn't have fallen into, and got himself out too, which is very sort of honorable and interesting.
Totally.
But that whole thing when they're playing in London and they take the makeup off because they had and like people are booing and stuff, and then he's like, and he basically just takes this thing of like, hey, we're more than just this, and he takes the makeup off and he starts singing whatever there's. It's really cool. I just also watched the ABBA documentary on Netflix, which is really well done because it's just all voiceover. So it's all like footage from the 70s. And then it's the ABBA members talking. Some older interviews, but some recent interviews as well. But you never see them, so you're never like pulled out of that
the way that
magic,
a lot of them do
76 to 81 era. It just exists in this magical like film strip of that time. And even though they're commenting on it, it'll say who's talking. So it's like Bjorn or Benny's talking.
Check that out.
It's like 90 minutes too, which is also nice. So it's very digestible. And I was shocked at how much backlash there was, even in Sweden, towards them. Of like, it's too commercial. It's not. They do not base their melodies on traditional Swedish songs.
Right.
We don't like them at all. Like person after person, and reviews of just, this is terrible, and why is this representing us on the world stage? I'm like,
wow.
Everybody loved ABBA from the beginning. Like, no. They
Absolutely.
didn't. They didn't. It's amazing. Yeah, it's really cool. Can remind you of like, looking back on success is very simple to color the entire journey as being one of pure success. But even a massive band like ABBA that now is considered in Sweden, especially, it's beyond royalty. I mean,
they're like knighted. Yeah, whatever that is.
But it wasn't. There was much backlash and much pushing back against it. Not only from reviewers and music reviewers, but just the general public, and it's like, you gotta remember that sometimes. It's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. That is, and again, my wife and I will often say this, like, how we know we're old? Because we look forward to documentaries.
Well, I've always, there was something about me, like, I don't read fiction. I have very, very few fiction books. It's like if I'm going to spend time reading, like I want to walk away with something from it, like in terms of like arcane knowledge, not arcane, but knowledge.
Right.
Not that you can't learn from fiction, because you totally can, and I appreciate that.
Right.
But documentary is the same way. It's just like I got 2 hours. Okay,
injected in my veins.
I could watch a kung fu movie. I'd be into that. That's cool. Or John Wick 4 is like, I want to see it.
Yep.
But man, there's this thing about like recessed bolt heads and the history of that. I'm gonna watch that. Ooh, if this is done well, this is gonna be really cool.
Finally sat down and watched Ip Man, back to Kung Fu movies. Ip Man
the
1.
first one. Ip Man 1.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Interesting,
So good.
right?
Yes. Very
well
cool.
done stuff. Yeah.
Yes. And it's kind
There's
of was
3
that,
of
like,
those, right? Ip Man 3,
It
I
might even
think.
be 4. I was nervous to go to the next one because I was like, I'm sure this starts to go sideways.
It has to, right?
So I kind of wanted to just leave it in its beautiful,
Mm-hmm.
kind of like almost like under the radar packaging that
Yes.
is now a well-known movie. But
Right.
like,
Just watch the first Highlander. Don't go anywhere past that.
Yeah.
That's like one of those rules.
Yeah.
Just nope.
first Matrix, season 1 of
First
Westworld.
Matrix.
Stop. Yeah, just full
Season.
stop.
Excellent examples.
Yep.
Excellent examples. Yeah.
Do you
Stranger
mind if I
Things.
was that?
Season 1, Stranger Things. Just be like, we're done.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I
I
can-
tried.
We ended up enjoying the others, but I think it was also because my kids were so into it that I was more
Sure.
watching
I
it
get
through their eyes.
The second season started and weird things started happening, and no one's like, "Hey, hey,
Right.
we just fought, the
Right.
demons of hell.
Mhm.
Something's up." It's like, the lights start flashing. They're like, "Oh, that's weird." It's
Yeah,
like,
but-
no, you just, what? Like,
Or
whole
the
town
one
would
thing
be
that I
like,
always kind of get kicks out of is like, why didn't you move? Get out of the city.
get
Like,
out of there, or just be like every little thing. I'd be, what was, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Do you mind?
That's
if
all the
I-
time we have, folks.
That's right. Thank you. Join us for our next banter episode. Do you mind if I promote something?
Please, are you kidding?
Yes.
Promotify.
So from basically May to now is just the show, other than like Music Fest is squarely in the middle.
Yes.
But December, February, and April are when we put on our live events. So this is about to become kind of like our busy season.
Mm-hmm.
And each one of them, for those of you who may not know, we do these live events in Bethlehem, 3 completely different venues around the area. The bands we put on the lineup are always going to be next fave bands. They either already have been on the show or somebody we're trying to bring on the show. But ultimately, could be someone you've never heard of, but we're hoping you trust us to either purchase the ticket, or sometimes they're even free shows, to come down and just experience the music discovery of it all. And so Winter WonderJam is our December show, and it is this year on Saturday the 6th. We've been kind of doing save the date stuff, but now the lineup is out there, and I'm
Look at
thrilled to announce.
Ooh, the boys from Ekelin.
Yes.
How
Yes.
cool.
So Brett Cull was on the show, not Ray. Ray Weston. I invited Brett to be the headliner of this event because I love his music. You probably know the band too, George. Gray Eye Glances. Do you know them?
No, I'm not familiar with them. No.
So Gray Eye Glances was kind of almost like an adult contemporary, almost pop music in the, what would it be, late 90s, early 2000s, who had a sound that you were always, if you knew them, you were a huge fan, and you were like, why isn't this more popular? And he was the guitarist of that band. So he was in Ekelin first, then joined Gray Eye Glances, then had like a solo career, now back to Ekelin because they just released an album. And that's why I asked him to come on the show, was to talk about Ekelin, but also to talk about Gray Eye Glances. It's a phenomenal conversation. He also brings on Glenn Rosenstein, who upped my Grammys from 0 to 3 because he's won 3 Grammys as a producer. He's a brilliant producer, but he had produced the Gray Eye Glances album. So Brett had reached out to him and said, would you want to come on this podcast with me? And he said yes. And it was such a cool thing. I was super honored. Like, whoa.
Yeah. I went to college with Christopher Busby, who's the keyboard player.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, in Ekelin. So like, they were signed.
Yes.
Like just after they graduated from Moravian, or after he graduated, like, and this was like Sony signed.
Yes. No, yeah,
like
you're
these
right.
guys that like just played the outdoor festival that we just did with my crappy band, and they were the like what?
Yeah.
And that was super exciting. We were incredibly jealous. Incredibly jealous.
And the
Oh my God.
Ekelin sound is, for lack of again, as people know on this show, we hesitate to use a genre. It's prog rock because you don't have any other word for it. It probably isn't, and they wouldn't use that themselves. But to give you a sense for what they're kind of like, if you were to put it on, you'd be like, oh, I get where this is headed. Yeah. But then it goes into tons of other directions from there. But here's the thing. Like I said, I asked Brett to come on. He invited Ray, and they just simply were saying, hey, we're from Ekelin. They're going to do all sorts of music.
That's great.
Including, if you see there underneath, there's special guests, Katie Barbato. Katie has a phenomenal catalog herself. That's Brett's wife.
Right.
And then they asked Ava Left is just this other musician that they've really enjoyed and has been part of their shows. So in essence, each one of those people has like their own catalog.
Yeah.
And they're just going to throw together music and do some holiday stuff, and it's going to be
show
awesome.
Can you show that again? Because
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm curious about the chiropractor bills that guy in the corner is going to have to deal with.
Yeah, I always love. So I go to this site that has
my goodness,
basically art for purchase, and so I always everything we use we pay for because I'm one
good for you,
supportive of the arts.
Yes.
And I saw this one and I knew right away. I'm like, that's the one.
It's fabulous, man. It's just it's
so
inviting and,
cool.
and terrifying at the same time. So it's
right, exactly. So the headliners are Brett, Ray, Katie, and Ava. That's going to be so cool.
That's great.
Then Zoe Keating,
right?
She was on the show. Actually, sorry, Zoe Lemon. That's the wrong graphic I got up there. Let me pull in the right one. Zoe Keating, an entirely different artist. Hang on, give me 1 second. Let's fix this.
And so it goes.
Yes, exactly. This is how you know we're live.
Don't you love it when like you see a strange name? It's kind of like the Nardo Carr thing. Like you
That's
see
exactly
not a weird name, but like a unique name, and then you end up knowing two people that are like that with that same name. Like,
well, what you want to know what happened with that is I've actually been communicating with her, Zoe Keating, that is. Yeah. And when I typed Zoe Lemon's name, it auto-corrected to Keating because I guess I've written her name more often, more recently.
Autocorrect.
And I didn't catch it until afterwards. Here we go. So now it's
there.
Zoe
It is. even a better shot up that guy's rectus. It's perfect. Oh my
Zoe
goodness.
Lemon. And then Doogie Horner. Doogie is a stand-up comedian who also
right? Yeah,
stand-up. He was on I think it was America's Got Talent or one of those type shows and made it to the semifinals or something like that. And then he also actually is an author of children's books. So some really, really cool stuff there. So I was actually going to bring in people. I mean, it is a music show, so let's bring in some music. Let me play some. This is some Brett Cull solo music. So check out some Brett Cull.
In 2013, there on a wall of a building in chalk line read someone's awakening or shattered dream. It said Jesus is a melting snowman. It said Jesus was a melting snowman.
I don't know, something about his sound that I just really enjoy.
It's
Great
this weird,
guitar.
like almost like symphonic folk kind of thing that he always elicits, even with the Echoland too. That and they do get into complex and really interesting arrangements and stuff, but there's always still this singable, melodic mellifluousness that always comes out of that band.
Yeah,
and those individuals, which is really cool.
Yeah, and I think what he has for me is, for a consumer of music as much as I do, I feel like he does stuff that I'm not expecting. And that's always something that is very intriguing for me.
That's the whole ball game for me. Like, if I can hear something and within 8 bars it goes someplace that I wasn't expecting, like I'm in.
Yes, yeah, and I
it's
think
nice.
He does that, and his vocals are great. I said to him on the interview, I was like, "You kind of remind me of Pink Floyd The Wall, like studio recording, not the movie that I hated. I just like the studio recording." I was like, "You should
didn't like the movie?"
I didn't like the movie.
Oh boy.
Here's what happened with the movie. Let me shut this down so we don't step all over that. I listened to The Wall, the 2-album thing. We had like a player that could do it easily 50 times.
Yeah.
Having never seen the movie.
Yeah.
Sometimes just studying or going to sleep. Sometimes highly influenced by various mind-altering things.
You're how old at this point? You're what? How old are you at this
I was
point?
college. It was 18,
College.
19, 20
Okay.
years old.
Okay.
And so I had this entirely different narrative going on in my head of what this storyline was.
Interesting.
And so
Yeah,
when
yeah,
I
yeah.
sat down to watch it,
Okay.
the fact that they totally gutted the vocals and handed it off to, I forget what that guy's name is. Who's the
Bob Geldof.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I hated it, understanding who he was, but I was just like,
Yeah.
no, I wanted it to sound like that,
Yeah.
or at least close. And then the way the storyline went, it was nothing like what I had. And I'm not even saying mine's better, but like,
Yeah, sure.
since
Sure, it was
didn't
yours.
jive. I was like, you know what, I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to go back to just that studio recording. But that's what I think Brett Cull's voice sounds like, is the studio side of it. It has that like somewhat British Cockney coming through, which is hard.
Yeah.
You know, it's like
processed in a certain kind of way in terms of studio clarity.
Yeah.
And fidelity. Yeah.
But
see,
still
now
adding some of that raw stuff. But yeah, tell me what, I guess I'm guessing.
never liked Pink Floyd. I was like in high school, I never liked Pink Floyd because the people that listened to Pink Floyd, I was always like, oh, okay.
I can totally get that this is.
I
like,
got it. Yeah.
yeah.
Like we're just in a fishbowl.
I struggled with.
Good for you.
I struggled with Grateful Dead growing up.
Same exact thing.
Yeah.
Same exact thing.
I didn't even hear a song of theirs, and I didn't like them. And it was
Yeah,
just
I think I knew. I probably knew. Brick in the Wall. That's all I really knew. You know. So I get to college. I'm a freshman in college, and good friend. I developed a very quick friendship with this guy. Chuck at the time, now he's CJ. He's actually the keyboard player in my band. So 35 years later, we're still best friends.
That's awesome.
He's like, hey, Friday nights at the Lehigh Valley Mall, which used to be a movie theater there, they show The Wall at midnight. We should go. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not. Yeah, The Wall, the Pink Floyd thing. Why? No, that's Pink Floyd. And he's like, you don't like Pink Floyd? I said, yeah, no. Like seriously? Like, come on. I'm Chick Corea and Frank Zappa. Like, what are you talking about? And he's like, no, I think you'd like it. And like, and to his credit, he's like, no, so we go at midnight, and I watch this thing knowing nothing, not even comfortably numb at that point, and I am mesmerized by it. That's I am awesome. Just because I'm like, at the time trying to be this cinema buff, this like trying to watch foreign movies, and the introduction of the VCR allows us to sort of see French movies and all this kind of crap. And so I'm 19 and I'm just as pretentious as possible. And I watch this thing, and like, at the end when he pours out the gasoline thing, and I'm just like, oh, he's rejecting violence and and I was in. I'm like, okay, there's more going on with Pink Floyd than just the stoner with the jean jacket and the pyramid on the back, the prism on the back. And it was an early lesson of like, don't let the consumers of particular music influence you as to the quality of that music.
Right.
And vice versa. Sometimes the coolest people listen to the worst stuff.
Yeah.
So like, I was like, oh, and then I thought maybe I should reconsider the Grateful Dead because it's the same thing.
Yes. And
I started hearing some of that. I'm like, oh, this is like way more country and jammy and interesting than I ever thought it was.
Blues. And I never would have guessed they were as talented as a musician as they were. Again, just on
Terrapin Station, it's like, this is a total prog album.
That's exactly.
It's like, where did what? This isn't just like the Space Jam for 35 minutes.
And I think where that lands me, and probably yourself too, is like, normally you either like love the Dead or hate them. And I'm like, I'm fine. I like this song and that song. And it's like such a unicorn approach to that band.
Yeah. And I understand it. Like, I understand being in that space with that band and them playing in G major for 34 minutes. Like I wouldn't put it on to listen to it, but being in that space, even as a non-drug person, I totally get it. I totally and respect it. And it's like, okay, that's what that is. That's what that particular ensemble is all about. And I totally get it. And I dig it. And like you said, there are certain songs. This is great. This is really enjoyable.
Absolutely.
So in March, I'm doing a show at the Ice House. Which is going. I think we talked about this at Music Fest. So I've been in the middle of transcribing 118 elements. So you can see all of this. I've just been This is 90 minutes worth of music that I've just been transcribing, and it's one song per element. 118 elements, 90 minutes. One of the elements, Berkelium. When I was writing these things, I was free to lean into the genres because I was like, oh, I'm going to do a Police song. I'm going to do a Pink Floyd song. I'm going to do a, because they're 30 seconds long. So it's just it's like a writing exercise, but also got fun. And I'm like, Berkelium. Okay, what should I do for? Oh, Berkeley. Okay, Grateful Dead. And it's like a 48-second long Grateful Dead song, and it's one of the most fun songs in the entire 118 tune repertoire.
I can't
of
wait to hear it.
Berkelium.
I'm so looking forward to this show.
It's going to be really fun.
We have
It's
to
gonna
bring
be
you
really
on
fun.
in advance of that to promote
Please,
that.
yeah,
for
we'll
sure.
chat more about it.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I like I said, I've been transcribing, and I just finished yesterday song 118. Now I have to write it all out and do it and
Right.
set it all up for the musicians to be able to read it and play it. And it's really going to be fun. It's really going to be fun.
I can't wait. It's such a clever thing, and it's obviously, I think it's going to bring out, this will be the type of stuff that has kids super interested in it.
I think so. I hope so. Bo Cult now from WFMZ, he's going to be our narrator.
Love it.
Which is very exciting. So like he can hopefully bring some TV people in there. So we'll see what
Put
happens.
butts in seats.
Put butts in seats. I just want to do it. It's another one of these things of like, I'm sure we're going to get to this in a minute. In the last 90 seconds, we're going to talk about the topics you have listed. But there's a rationale of doing something just because you want to do it well. There's like, Neil Peart, one of my favorite humans of all time, the drummer from Rush, talks about, doing something for the sake of doing it and doing it well.
Mm-hmm.
Whether others appreciate it, whether others can understand what it's about, whether others enjoy it, that's wonderful too. And it's good to keep that in mind, but it's some things you just do because you want to do them really, really well. This project is one of those things. Like, I want there to be 500 people jammed to the roof for that show.
Sure.
But if it's literally like 13 of my cousins that are going to be there, I'm excited because the product and the thing that we're going to perform is going to be so interesting and fun.
Yep.
And exactly what I want it to be. That's all that matters.
Well, I'll be the 14th person there.
You'll be the 14th,
and I can just pretend to be a cousin.
Just move around from seat to seat.
That's right. Yes. I need to see each song from a different angle.
There you go.
And actually, that'll probably work in the Ice House. There's plenty of seats. I want to bring on some Zoe Lemon so people can get that one, because I also am absolutely just in awe of her kind of songwriting. She writes and then therefore performs on a violin, which is obviously going to generate a completely unique and different sound. And she's also clever with her lyrics. This song is called Kurt Vonnegut Would Love You. So here's Zoe Lemon.
Life didn't quit me. Named your dog after Deftones lead singer. I just don't understand. This land is your land. This land is smiling too. When we're sleeping in my minivan, does not seem true. We're free range. Infinite strangers. Peering out the so wide. Look out wanna give I trouble fitting in.
So I just find it different, unique.
Yeah.
It sounds beautiful. Her vocals are great, and then the violin is just such a unique thing to bring to the front of the stage. I just love it.
That's right. It's funny watching the Music Fest footage. Like my shoes get sticky and I just start sweating. It's amazing, instantly. Yeah.
Yes, and this is the 4 o'clock Main Street stage is just a
the
cooker.
sunburn stage, as they call it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's the real.
They should get a sponsor of coconut oil or
Tropic or whatever. Yeah,
banana boat or something like that.
Totally. That's so funny. I'm going to tell a quick Kurt Vonnegut story because you just said
Here, I'll take her.
So in high school,
Zoe Lemon, amazing.
Zoe Lemon, my goodness. So in high school, there was 3 plays that happened every year: the fall play, the winter play, which was the musical, and then the spring play. And the fall and the spring were always non-musical stuff. Now for the musicals, I always played in the pit band, but because I was an athlete, I did soccer and swimming and stuff. I didn't get to be in the plays. My senior year, I decided to not play baseball and be in the spring production because they were doing an adaptation of Kurt Vonnegut's Cat's Cradle.
Wow.
Which is not a play.
No,
but the whole hook was the cast was going to write it. So the drama director, Mr. Bergman, Mr. Michael Bergman, who I'm
Shouts
still in
out
touch
to
with, he's a
Bergman.
good guy.
Berg.
He was like, I want to do this thing. We're gonna write the play ourselves. And he wrote a letter to Kurt Vonnegut, who he knew, I think, lived in upstate New York, whatever it was at the time. He wrote a letter to Kurt Vonnegut and he said, hey, I'm a high school drama teacher. We want to do this adaptation. Can we kind of get your permission to do this? And Kurt wrote back. He wrote back and he said, I cannot give you permission because the copyright is with, Bantam House or whatever
Sure,
it is.
yeah, the publisher or whatever.
But I've never sued anyone in my life. Have a great show. And we lost our collective Mithrin, just like we went nuts, man. It was so like we're now officially sanctioned, unofficially, officially sanctioned by Kurt Vonnegut.
Technically not sanctioned, but totally sanctioned.
And we did this thing, and then that was like at the start, and then I think the week of the show we got another letter from him saying, "Good luck with your run."
Oh my God, that's awesome!
Just how cool!
Very, very cool.
He's the only fiction author, if not author, that I've read literally every single word he's ever written.
Wow.
Every single published thing, like every collection of letters, every short story, every novel. Yeah, Vonnegut is just,
That's
oh my
awesome.
God. Another great documentary. Unstuck in Time, Kurt Vonnegut, Unstuck in Time, that came out like 3 or 4 years ago. Brilliant documentary. Oh my God. Took like 30 years to make this thing. It's amazing.
Oh, I'll definitely have to watch
that.
Because there's this horrifically bad Rodney Dangerfield movie from the 80s.
Back to School.
Back to School.
Oh, you kidding?
Oh my God, it's terrible. But that one scene.
No, I love that's Rodney at his.
It is his peak Rodney Dangerfield. But
hey, Shakespeare for you. Hey. Oh no!
The son
Robert Downey Jr. also early appearance.
Absolutely.
Maybe just at the front end of the
him
drug
losing
abuse.
everything. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And then Vonnegut shows up.
That's right, because the son is like, I can't go out because I need to do a paper on Vonnegut. And the doorbell, door rings.
I'm Kurt Vonnegut.
And then they're like, who are you? And he's like, I'm Kurt Vonnegut.
Yeah.
And then I remember
he gets a D on the paper, and he's like, hey, by the way.
And another thing, Vonnegut.
You don't know crap about Vonnegut. It's great. It's great.
Oh, that's where my mind went with your story ended up being way better than Rodney.
Well, he gave a lecture at Moravian College when I had just graduated. So he gave a lecture and I went to this lecture, which was wonderful. It was amazing. And they had questions that you could write down and then you would sort of give. And the guy in my aisle, we all handed our questions in. And the guy next to me wrote about that scene. He said, you appeared in, Back to School, and the Rodney Dangerfield character says you don't know crap about Vonnegut. Like, how accurate is that? Like, in terms of like people that people that are literary critics
won't know who he truly is.
The literary people themselves. Like, how much do you know about your work? It was like and he didn't answer that. But I thought that was such a cool question.
But I remember whenever that would have come out, I guess I was probably like somewhere
like
between
87.
12 and 14. Yeah, so right. 13. I almost nailed it. But I remember it was formative for me because I went to the credits and I was like, okay, who actually played Kurt Vonnegut? And it says Kurt Vonnegut. And I'm like, okay, that guy was so cool that he was so like, didn't have ego, didn't have anything get in his way. He just did it because it was awesome.
Yep.
And then like to also allow there to be a line like that, which then again, as you think about it, you're like, oh wait, that's him saying that the literary world actually doesn't know anything about me.
Yeah.
It's great. Like this awesome,
yeah. Again, that's
passive aggressive humor is amazing.
Rodney at his best. I think that film. I mean, because there's the one before it where he's trying to lose weight. I forget what that one's called. That one's like okay. Let's get a young Joe Pesci in it as well. But Back to School.
I do love when he's taking the test at the end and he's like answers that 27-part thing and he's like 4 and they're like correct and he goes, I feel like I just gave birth to an accountant.
It's like a lot of good lines.
A lot of good stupid lines. It's again, it's the so bad it's good moment of
do not go gently into that night. Fight. It means I ain't going to take crap from anybody.
How did he not get an Oscar for that?
Right,
I don't
seriously,
know. But anyway.
I mean, Sam Kinison also one of the
that scene is
because we should have took those commie bastards back. You're good.
I'm watching.
The teacher really seems to care about what I have no idea. No, it's great. It's a great.
So as I prepared for this one, I knew we were going to talk about Rodney Dangerfield and get impressions.
See,
the notes right
It's
here.
the one stop shopping here. That's
Kurt
all you-
Vonnegut and Rodney Dangerfield. No, we didn't get that on these notes, but this is fantastic. I'm loving this. Hopefully, the audience is too.
If you want to look thin, hang out with fat people. I'm telling you.
No respect. Yeah, so there were a few topics I wanted to touch on. And the first one was artificial intelligence. Because you told an amazing story that during Music Fest about how an AI-generated song actually won a songwriting contest and how disheartening and concerning that is. Actually, the point I wanted to bring up is whether or not to use it in art or where to use it and what have you. I hope we can wrap our arms around that one. I wanted to bring up the environmental impact because it was something I was not aware of.
Massive.
So here I have
the
just
amount of water being used by Google.
I'll jump to that one. So water usage is huge in that it needs to cool these data centers that are cranking. And so you can kind of just see here, what are some of the environmental concerns with ChatGPT? This is only ChatGPT. 20 to 50 queries would consume around 500 milliliters of fresh water. And by 2027, AI could use up to 6.6 billion cubic meters of water annually.
Yeah.
This is just the water impact.
Just water.
Their computational demands are doubling every 100 days, with potential energy consumption surpassing that of some countries by 2028.
Yeah.
And then this side of it too, e-waste. Frequent hardware upgrades for AI systems contribute to the global e-waste crisis, which reached 65 million metric tons in that's 2022. So it's got to be way higher than that now. And then this might be, just a good kind of way to kind of quantify it. Each query on ChatGPT generates an estimated 4.32 grams of CO2, which is equivalent to 21 Google searches. So one ChatGPT search query, whatever, would be the equivalent of doing 21 Google searches. So if you could kind of correlate both e-waste, water waste, and we're already probably short on water as it is, it's got an environmental component that, and I give a shit about the environment, and I didn't know it.
Yeah.
So again, like we talked about, we do an event in April that's dedicated to sustainability and conservation. I just figured I'd point that out, that AI not only difficult to get comfortable with when it relates to art and music,
right,
but also hard to get comfortable with when it comes to its damage to the environment.
100%. Every time I see a casually posted video or piece of artwork that is obviously AI generated, that is just a tossed off nothing.
Yep.
It's more and more obscene as it's happening. And I know I'm from a position of privilege, and the amount of power and water and everything that I use as an individual is greater than most of the planet. I understand that.
Sure.
But it's like there is this point of unsustainability. It's not even the right word, because it's just the whole thing is going to collapse too, which is the crazy part of this whole deal, is that all of this AI generated economy is based on vapor.
Yeah.
There's no money being generated for these companies. They're supposed to be a $15 trillion part of the economy by 2030, and it's not going to happen. It's just not going to. It's like they've not figured out that there is no model that the AI can pay for itself, let alone pay someone to profit from it.
Mm-hmm.
And this collapse, this bubble, is going to burst.
Yep.
And it's not just going to affect, I won't be able to use ChatGPT or whatever. It's going to affect, globally, it's going to affect, because you're dealing with such massive amounts of money that's being invested into this stuff that's just going to disappear.
Mm-hmm.
So on every level, this is indefensible. From the most basic of, someone sends me check out this soul version of Tom Sawyer by Rush, for a 1960s soul version of Tom Sawyer. Right. And I'm just like, don't send me this stuff. Like, don't
unless you are a musician who decided to transcribe it or
of course.
do that.
No.
But don't ask the AI to do it.
But there are I mean, I went onto a YouTube thing. I was looking for just some background music to cook to, and did like I just wanted some, just like 1930s jazz or whatever, and just accidentally found these pages and pages of hour-plus long YouTube videos of AI generated like 1930s radio music, right?
Yeah.
Which, sounds just like that, but as I
Right.
scrolled through, I noticed the entire hour was in the same key. Like we're in E flat for a whole hour. I'm thinking, oh, this is just AI generated, and people post it and they get the commercials and they get the hits
Yeah.
and whatever. And there's, tens of thousands of these
Mm-hmm.
of jazz and background and classic, all just this kind of
Yeah.
generated stuff that's just, it's soul crushing.
Yes.
And I know I sound like an old guy
And that's
yelling at the cloud,
Well,
but it's
I guess
like
that's what I'm hoping.
feels so different.
It's not like we're sitting here saying that's not the way we had it when we were young,
Right.
or we're not trying to also do the, even though every futuristic movie, this is the way it starts, we're not going down those paths. We're just simply saying there's some elements to this that are unethical to musicians, to artists.
Yeah.
There are some elements to this that are just simply, you're not being a steward of the planet, which a lot
Right.
of people think is a bunch of hooey, whatever. But I'm just always trying to raise awareness on these things to hopefully just connect with someone and be like, if you're going to use it, I always like the expression, you can't unbake the cake. Once you acknowledge that this is a factor, you're going to make that decision down the road. You now know its impact. Hopefully it makes you change your mind or act differently.
Yeah.
But if you still boldly go forward with this, I at least know, hopefully, that in the back of your mind, you're now being shitty.
Oh, right. At the very least,
Yeah.
very least, recognize that you are throwing the wrappers out of your car window.
Yes.
Recognize that.
Right.
Look, AI should be used for, the kind of thing that it's really great for, which is massive number crunching.
Correct.
Like, let's use it to, read genomes, and let's figure out all kinds of,
100%.
chemistry and biology and physics.
Where it would be worth the offset.
Where it's worth the offset, where there might be some
analyze data sets, find patterns, those kinds of
product
things.
that's going to come out
Because
of that analyzed data set.
Either
blood work, or
it would either
whatever.
take humans months, if not years, to do what you could do in seconds,
or
or
decades.
never get there. Like
Right.
you would just never see the pattern.
Right.
I'll
That's
tell you
happening.
the best use of AI that I ever heard. We were in France. We were lucky enough to go to France this summer.
Yeah.
And we were in Notre Dame in Paris. And if you remember, there was the big fire and the whole basilica.
Right.
thing
And
collapsed.
for the rebuilding of the
Yes.
tiles or whatever it was.
Yeah,
right?
well, right. So the rocks are on the ground,
Oh, the
and
rocks- okay, right.
yeah, and so they just were like, "Well, we know this was the ceiling."
Yeah.
And humans never would have pieced it together. They scanned everyone and let the AI figure it out that this piece goes here and this one goes there, and they rebuilt it with the original materials.
Right.
That's a great use. Go ahead
That's
and
what
use
it's
that. We'll set aside some water.
Completely. Right. Yeah. Worth, because the end result is something greater than the
Correct.
the stuff that's used to create it in essence,
Yes, exactly.
And it's not, here's the punk version of Fior Elise, the Moonlight Sonata. It's like, oh my God. Like, first off, if you want that, there are thousands of musicians that'll do that
could
for
do
you.
that for you. And guess what? You might have to pay them. But so what? Like that's what this is. We're supposed to try and achieve that. Like that's the other one we always say is like, make AI do the dishes so that I can create art, not the other way around. Like,
absolutely, man. Absolutely. Yeah.
But this is probably a good pivot, especially your story about the music on YouTube, the music in Spotify.
Yeah. 2
AI stories for Spotify. And I'm not even trying to make this about Spotify. It's funny you put Captain S Spotify on you. It happens. We'll have some Spotify angles to it, but it's really any of the streaming services.
Right.
They are putting AI music in the playlists so that if you're just a consumer that throws on a playlist, if every third or 10th song is an AI song, now they don't have to pay an artist. So as you listen, they're actually saving money.
Yeah, they don't have to pay the minuscule amount they're already not paying.
Correct. Right.
So,
That's even
there's already
sadder,
this, like,
funnier, but
0.001 cent of each play. Now they don't have to even do that.
Yeah. And that was one of the main reasons why I wanted a musician on tonight, was to really kind of speak to this, especially this part, this streaming services, and the dilemma here is because it's almost become just a part of society, that it's like you have one or the other. But that was the main point, was it's fractions of a penny, and you have to have 1,000 streams a month or something like that to qualify. And then it's minuscule, even if it is there.
Yeah.
I've heard 5,000 streams equal to a T-shirt kind of like correlation. So
if even that,
and it's probably going down. It probably is.
Yeah.
And then there's this other. Basically, you're under attack if they're just simply using AI generated music to kind of also distract the listener.
Yeah.
You know, it's somewhat what, again, I'm trying to do for this show is like try and highlight a band you've never heard of, so you go find them.
Right.
You might use the streaming to go and listen to see, do I like their full catalog?
Yeah.
But
and
then the hope
that's what it's, look, like you said, there is no unbaking this cake.
Right.
Digital files will exist forever. There's no going back. That's the deal. Stuff that's AI generated, that's created, that's put into streams that is next to and indecipherable from non-AI created stuff should be labeled as such. That to me is a non-starter. It's just a non-starter that should be labeled as such. If you're someone who's created a platform that supposedly is, to celebrate music, to celebrate the creation of, this uniquely human thing that we have,
Yes.
At least label the fake stuff fake. And if you want to enjoy it, hey, enjoy it.
Again, now you know,
enjoy it, whatever. Now you know.
Right.
But
the amount of people who are doing it without knowing, I think, is the problem.
Of course, yeah.
So this was an article I shared with you, George. I just thought it was an interesting one. There was this movement, and I want to link to this and even applaud Elena Dimopoulos of The Guardian just for writing about this. There was a California kind of movement last month, Death to Spotify, which is funny. Later on in the article, it says, we're not trying to say that they should go out of business. It's literally called Death to Spotify.
It should just cough up blood in the corner. That's
Just want them slowly maimed. But no, I mean, it's really kind of getting into the fact of ethical or again, like just more creator-friendly platforms, to where they're going to be. So most of the kind of best ways that kind of came through this is musicians actually kind of taking their music off the platform and only using something like Bandcamp and doing their own stream, like, doing something either on Zoom for people who sign up for a newsletter or whatever. Obviously, that's total grassroots, but there's just simply, again, some importance here to realize, again, ChatGPT, Spotify, the convenience of it comes at a cost somewhere.
Of course.
So you, as the consumer of that, hopefully will seek that out. You might not. Ignorance is bliss, but that's what, again, we're trying to do here is to just make you aware of it. Like, let's just show you maybe a peek there. But what does it mean to you as a musician when it comes to something like streaming?
There's always been, this challenge of art and commerce is an ancient one. This goes back, hundreds, if not further of years, the every piece of symphonic music, every piece of church music, almost every piece of art on some level was paid for by someone.
Yeah.
Usually the stuff that lasts, the stuff that can get through the ages was because there was a patron. Johann Sebastian Bach had a church gig. That's the only reason that we have his music is because, on the week he had to write something new every week. And he did that, and he basically had all this stuff, and it was stored, and someone found it all, and it was like, oh, here it is. The planet very easily could have not had the music of Bach available today. Like that very easily could have happened. It was kind of a few people's diligence and fine. There's nothing sacred about it. That sort of, it was inevitable. Bach was inevitable. It's like, no, which makes you wonder, what else has been there that we were not hearing that we're missing. But that's a separate show. It worked. So there's always been this kind of these hurdles that you have to get through in order for your stuff to be heard and to be made available and to just exist. There's lots of artists that just write or create stuff whilst having secondary jobs or their jobs.
Yeah, right.
That's always been a model. There was a brief time where, with the invention of recorded music in all of its forms, this 100-year window, 150, 200-year window, basically, of just recorded music being able to capture something out of the air and then give it to someone else that wasn't there at the initial capturing. It's a very unique and recent thing. And since the start of recorded music, there has always been an arbiter saying, here's some good ones, and this other stuff we're not going to pay for.
Sure.
So that's always existed.
Well, yeah. I mean, radio was
Yeah,
bad with this too.
of course, on every level. So like the arbiters of taste and the arbiters of what gets paid for have been sort of these large monoliths, and they've always been that way, whether it's the record companies or whether it's the radio or whether it's MTV or whether it's whatever.
Right.
The one good thing about the internet is that it removed the monolithic nature of
Sure.
someone being able to spread their music. Now, the signal to noise gets overwhelming, and an individual artist that wants to get their stuff heard is up against this. I mean, a tsunami of competition. But at least now you can have Bandcamp, so that if I do bump into someone
Right.
and they say, "What do you do?" I can go to my Bandcamp and you can check it out, or you
Right.
go on Spotify and hear it. I think there's going to be a redefinition of what a musician, like a successful musician, is. And I think we've chatted about this before, but the idea of a worldwide global music star is done. Like, I think that's pretty much, there's a handful of people that are going to sort of be there, and that's going to wither away.
Sure.
And I think it's going to have to be, the definition of musician is going to relate more to this sort of cottage industry individual that maybe has 1,000 people, 500 people, 10,000 people that enjoy what they do, and will spend $50 to $100 a year on that person.
Yes.
And it's not going to be limousines. It's not going to be airplanes. It's not going to be that kind of stuff. And I think many musicians have realized that now and are going to be like, you know what? I can have a comfortable life, creating stuff, putting it on whatever platform is possible that generates the most possible thing, or having a direct relationship with the audience. That's what I've sort of found has been working for me.
Yeah.
Is like I literally stick the CD in the envelope or the thumb drive in the envelope, and I write or I email the person directly, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And it's a much smaller percentage. It's much smaller volume, obviously, but the percentage of everything is all mine, which is wonderful.
Yes. Right.
So, I my stuff's on Spotify because it's a shorthand.
Would you ever take it down? Like, based on like what these people are suggesting?
I'm such a non-entity that it doesn't really matter.
Sure.
But if you look at, in the article, they mention all the artists that took their stuff down and then put their stuff back.
Right. They were saying that was like the wave. And so whether that was Joni Mitchell and Neil Young or whatever.
Yeah.
But
Neil
what
Young
they were
being
saying
kind
is
of big
now
example.
it is the lesser known artist saying, I don't get anything out of it, so I'd rather not feed the machine. Like, they were saying now it's such a saturation of.
I can see that. And I think Bandcamp
I just
is
thought that was a
wonderful
different and
place.
interesting take.
Yeah.
Of saying, if I don't get anything out of it, let's not even recognize that it exists.
Right. The only thing is the ubiquity of it, and much like YouTube and much like whatever. iTunes used to be it. The fact that when I first had music of mine on iTunes, oh my god, that was amazing. That was
right.
This is so exciting that anyone on the planet can through their device get my music. Like that was game changing in 2004, 5, whatever that was.
Sounds about right. Yeah.
It was like, okay, we're set, we're good. Because if I find them, they can find me, and then here we go. And I'll sell my 500 copies if I'm lucky. Kind of thing.
Right.
So
I did find this, and I do need to do more research on this. But what this is it actually alleges these are more ethical alternatives for streaming.
Yeah.
So Bandcamp, obviously being one of them. Apparently, Tidal is better. But then there's this one, I'm going to try and pronounce this. Qobuz.
Yeah.
By far the most ethical, independently owned, no war profiteering, because Spotify apparently does some of that.
Oh, okay.
Best audio quality, highest artist pay, CEO against AI-generated music. So I'm going to have to check out Qobuz, which is Qobuz.
Because why spelling?
Right. Well, at least, go try, go searching for that one.
Yes.
But I'll give it a research, and I don't have a problem switching. Like, it's a crucial tool for me for the show.
Sure.
As I prepare and as I, seek my next favorite band to see who I want to bring on the show.
Yeah.
but I also don't want it to be then feeding the pockets of
Yeah.
what seems to be happening. So it's like, if I could find a more ethical alternative, I'd be
for
all
sure.
about it.
Yeah, agreed. Agreed.
Yeah. Anyway, related to this, let's go pivot to something more fun to talk about. Because we were super in the heaviosity there for AI, followed by streaming. We had both fists shaking at multiple clouds.
That's right. Whole storm fronts.
So WXPN, they always do a give your top 10 songs of a certain theme that they post. And then it was due at the end of October.
Okay. Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they tally it all up, and in the first 2 weeks of December, they play it, and they played the top 885 because they're 88.5.
Yes,
So they played the top 88. So their theme this year was the best cover songs.
Yeah, I actually had a listener of mine ask me what cover of mine would I want him to vote for. He gave a couple. He's like, "There's these three. Like, which one would you want?" I was like, "Oh, whatever. I don't care."
That's fun.
Yeah,
that is
that was
super
cool.
fun.
Yeah.
But what would your maybe songs that come to mind that are covers that you think are worthy of consideration? I guess.
Oh my goodness. Well, one of the best covers, and there are so many Beatles covers.
That's very true.
And the one thing about Beatles music, for the most part, you can say confidently that the Beatles recorded the best version of their songs.
Yes.
And there's what, 7,000 yesterdays or whatever. Like there's some insane, or 1900 somethings, including the god awful Sinatra one. Being a fan of Frank Sinatra and hearing the worst something he ever. It's just 1974. I think it's just awful.
Yeah.
Anyway. The Earth, Wind, and Fire, Got to Get You Into My Life is
very cool.
Is one of the, if not the best covers, because it completely transmogrifies the song into a different feel, into a different setting.
Back to the point of pay an artist to go do what you're talking about.
Well, yeah. Still maintains the melodic and harmonic content too, because I can't stand covers that change the melody. Like there's a Postmodern Jukebox I like a lot, but every now and then they'll have a cover song which is just basically using the lyrics of a song, and not the melody, and it's like it's not a cover,
right.
And that's a peeve of mine.
Yep.
So second only maybe to Stevie Wonder's "Try to Find It My Way."
I didn't know
we can work it out. Yeah, we can work it out. That's also a wonderful soul Beatles cover, but I think the Earth, Wind, and Fire, Got to Get You Into My Life,
got it,
is so great. Oh, it's so good.
Do you want to see my top 10?
Yes, please.
All right, here. So this is what I submitted. I haven't posted about it yet, but this is kind of first here. So
good. Yeah,
I went number one, and talk about a total transmogrification. Johnny Cash's "Hurt," which is a Nine Inch Nails song.
Yeah,
outstanding.
Yeah.
Oh, and here I am. I'm picking a cover of a Beatles
song.
Oh,
interesting. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a very good one. That's a top 10 Beatles cover for sure.
I think this is one where I moved myself over here so you can see me. I think that the Beatles, with a little help from my friends, is a little bit of a sleepwalk. When you listen to Joe Cocker practically die at the end of it, just puts his entire soul.
Oh no, see, but you got to have Ringo is so earnest in that. Like that's
for sure.
Earnestness is just Joe does a whole.
But Joe is in
trouble.
Good Lord, yes.
And he needs help.
He needs some help. Yeah.
Whereas Ringo's just like, this it's just life. Yeah, that's how it goes.
It's so true.
Great.
Most people don't know this about me. I thought Moulin Rouge was one of the greatest movies ever, and I thought the Ewan McGregor. It brings tears to my eyes at the end of that song, just because
what
it's
a voice,
so
right? What a surprising voice that guy has.
Such a surprising voice. I'm obviously a huge fan of Blair Crimmins and the Hookers. They do a version of Psycho Killer.
I'm not familiar. Okay.
So Blair Crimmins and the Hookers play Music Fest a ton.
Okay.
And they actually are my closing show music. So when I play the closing show music, you'll get a flavor for Blair Crimmins and the Hookers. Their style is 1920s, basically New Orleans hot jazz.
Gotcha. Nice.
So he plays banjo, stand-up bass, 3 horns, drummer, and that's it. Like there's no electric anything.
Cool.
And it's all modern music, or in this case, like he writes his own music in that style or covers songs in that style. So go check out. I was torn. He also does "Let's Dance" by David Bowie, but I think "Psycho Killer" is the one. Also a cover of the Stones here. "Wild Horses" by the Sundays.
Okay.
This was somewhat me standing on a little bit of a soapbox. Elvis Presley's "Hound Dog"
Hell yeah.
is a cover, and
Yes.
it's
Yes.
what is it, Big Mama Thornton or something like that? It's
Again, Big Mama Thornton is singing about a guy
right,
who's like two-timing her.
right,
And then Elvis comes along and sings the song. Like,
right.
what?
And
What?
I just, again, like, I want to honor that a black woman wrote that song.
Of course.
And then Elvis gets all the credit. But like, that was part of me saying like, this is one of the better covers, but actually it's just highlighting the fact that it was a cover.
Yeah. I mean, it's like the Rudy Tooty, Tutti Frutti. Sorry, Tutti Frutti, covered by the white vanilla dude, Pat Boone.
Mm-hmm.
Pat Boone covers Tutti Frutti. Now, Tutti Frutti, originally the chorus was Tutti Frutti, nice booty. which was then,
Pat Boone went with.
Yeah, which was then changed so that it could be on the radio, whatever. But like again, excellent choice, Hound Dog for sure.
I was a fan. Most people weren't when Tori Amos covered "Smells Like Teen Spirit."
Okay, yeah, I heard that. Yeah.
Cowboy Junkies covered "Sweet Jane." Sturgill Simpson, "The Promise," not only great song, but also was brilliantly used in The Leftovers on HBO.
Okay.
It was a great usage in there. And then here we are. We're right back to
go.
the full circle. Ace Frehley's "New York Groove."
Oh my God, what a terrible song!
Terrible. He had recently died, and I was like,
"Oh my gosh!" Yeah,
it's
so funny that was the hit. You know, like of all the.
I got to think he was as surprised as we are. Like, I don't think
he weird
put that
tune,
on there.
man. Too, it's just like the production of it is weird, and it's just a weird tune. And it was such a hit. You're like,
super strange.
Yeah.
Anyway,
See?
so
full circle. I love it.
Yeah, we did come full circle there, so that'll be a good place to wrap. But
right.
We do an episode, so it's another thing to kind of like promote the week after. So first week of December, this is also coming full circle. Obviously, we have the Winter WonderJam. We hope you can come join us for that. Tickets are $25.
Nice.
Godfrey Daniels is the venue. It's a legendary listening room here in Bethlehem.
Best.
50 years. It's now been around for 50.
52, right?
I thought this year was 50.
Was this the 50?
I think this was the 50th.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. Anyway,
Crazy.
It's a great space, and we hope you can come join us. That week prior to help promote it, we do a live stream that we just call the Winter Pre-Jam. So the Tuesday night will be December 2nd. We invite back anyone who was on the show that calendar year to send in a recorded song, whether it be seasonal or holiday or something. It doesn't have to be Christmas per se. That's often what it is. But it's just a fun retrospective of who's been on the show. Sometimes they record a little like welcome in the beginning, and it's just it's a beautiful episode. I just love that one because people dedicate some extra time to putting something together for that.
Absolutely.
We try to raise money for local homeless shelters. Ours here in Bethlehem is New Bethany, but we encourage people who tune in, just find your local homeless shelter.
You're always doing it, Phil. You're always looking outside yourself, man.
Well, I'm just saying it's like it's year end. Like just remember
honorable. I know, like the reason of the season, right?
That's right. Yeah, just remember how lucky you are, and those people who don't have the ability to celebrate.
It's very honorable, man.
So the first week of December 2nd, live stream of collected songs. And it's always nice, too. I usually hear from people who tune in. Sometimes you're tired of hearing the same old holiday tunes. So this is a way to get either a new cover of a song or a lot of times half the ones that come in are original holiday songs. Yeah. So that's kind of neat, too, is you're just getting someone else's take on the season, which is super cool.
It's funny you should mention original.
I wanted to say that.
Music. It's interesting that you should mention that because it's just I have a little ensemble with a friend of mine.
Let me just button this part up here, and then I'll bring this up. So that's the Tuesday. The Winter WonderJam's the Saturday. The following week is when we do our kind of me and two other podcasters come on and we talk about the WXPN 885 because at that point it's coming up to their top 10. So we talk about kind of like what's been on the list so far. We talk about ours and we bring on guests from WXPN. It's a really fun one. But then Is it the 17th? Am I getting this date right for you?
The Thursday, the 18th, I believe.
Okay. Is it on your site?
No. Yeah. Yes. No. Is it? Is it? It's like should be on there. It's so bad. Oh, I'm so bad. Whatever that Thursday is the. Wait. Let me just look at the calendar.
Do.
18th. Yeah, 18th. December 18th.
I was gonna bring up here, but yeah.
At the Ice House is the third annual Christmas Sweaters show with Alex Radis and me. We're having a holiday extravaganza now with 12% more ganza.
Is that right?
Yes, that is our tag, I believe.
I do love that.
But it's all new original Christmas music, purposely bad Christmas songs in the audio version of Christmas Sweaters. And it's such fun. It's such a great fun time at the Ice House, which is another one of these beautiful venues here in Bethlehem. We've got your Godfrey's, you've got your Ice House. That's that Thursday before Christmas, I guess.
Yes, it would be.
Yeah.
And I love the music. I really do. I think that Christmas Sweaters thing is brilliant.
It's really fun. It's really silly. It's very fun. I had an idea for a couple new songs. Just today I had an idea for one, which I'll have to write over the weekend and then give it to Alex, and he'll write a new one. So we'll have some new tunes. We'll have our classic songs.
You have one of the, I wanted to give you massive kudos. You have one of the most beautiful Christmas songs I've ever heard. And it actually stems from the fact that you don't necessarily feel the spirit of the season, but yet you just find it this beautiful moment where people do come together for that.
Oh yeah, the song is called "I Don't Believe in Christmas," and
Yes.
it's I don't believe in the reason for the season, but I love the season.
Yes, and it catches me every time.
Oh, that's so sweet. Yeah,
it's such a great song.
That tune to me, it's like, if people are going to be nicer to each other at a certain time of year, like who cares why? Who cares what the reason is? Like that's great. Like
that's
okay,
exactly right.
you
And I
wanna
think
believe
that, and
in
it
whatever
just
you wanna
ends
believe
on
in?
such a whatever the chord is at the end. It's just like it just brings you back home.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah,
Absolutely. Can we use that this year? Can we use
Of
something like
course.
that? I would love
Of
to play
course.
that one for people
Anytime.
on that December 2nd show.
Oh,
'cause
I would be honored, more than honored.
Yeah. I just think that song is terrific. And then there's so many others too. Like the only reason why I mentioned that is it is a lot of silly, but there's a
Yeah.
lot of sweet ones in there too.
There's a lot of heart too. Yeah, a lot of the songs start silly, and I sort of can't help myself. They end up taking these turns. It's like there's one called.
Damn it!
No, I know. It's
I
like
started feeling something again.
I had such a great. It's like, oh, all I want for Christmas is free parking. Like, oh, it's a great title. Okay, cool. I write that song. It's gonna be silly. I'm looking for a space. I can't find a space. Cars suck. Blah blah blah. All of a sudden, I'm writing this song, and by the end of it, I realized that the antagonist, the person that's singing, the reason that he wants free parking is so that his friends will come visit him for Christmas, and they can park right in front of his place, and he can have a little. And I'm like, oh my god! Like it just took this turn. It's so
His heart
sweet.
grew
Like,
3 times that day.
yeah, right. It's totally that thing. Yeah,
That's exactly
it's
right.
amazing. So yeah, and Alex too. The thing
Alex
about
Radis.
Alex, which is Alex
Brilliant.
Radis, which is so annoying,
Yes.
is his voice is so stupidly good.
So annoying.
It's so annoying. It's
Yeah.
not only is he a handsome and sweet guy, family
And
man,
a brilliant
wonderful
guitarist
human,
and
great
super
guitars,
intelligent.
great song. He's got this voice that's just like you want to kick him in the teeth because it's so good, So when we do,
Why'd you kick me in the teeth? Because you're so damn
you're
good.
so damn good.
Yeah.
And he knows this, when we do eggnog with Werner Herzog, and
Yep.
I'm doing the Werner Herzog
Yeah.
voice, and he's just got this beautiful, like
And
earnest,
it just comes out
mellifluous,
so easily, like an angel.
like an angel, man, like a goddamn angel, but it's so funny.
a
and it's
goddamn
just-
angel. Anyway,
It makes the show. So yeah. So
It
come
is.
on out on the 18th for that. It's going to be a really, really fun night.
it absolutely is, and I will be there for that one as well.
Yay.
But yeah, no, it's so
Take
good.
this off now. So yeah, there we go.
So here's what I'm going to take us out on. We played some music from Brett Cull. We played
Yes.
some music from Zoe Lemon.
Yes.
I wanted to play some little bit of stand up from Doogie Horner. And yesterday was election day, and he does this bit that's political, has nothing to do with actual politics. You'll see when we get there. So don't worry about turning the dial. It doesn't take one way or the other. It just simply talks about the politics that are inherent in expiration dates. So we will play this. And George, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you, man. It's always a pleasure, and keep doing what you're doing, dude. It's really fantastic. So many artists out here appreciate what you're doing, and appreciate the forum. And I know sometimes it feels like you're yelling into the void. I know. Believe me, I know what that feels like.
Mm-hmm.
But the echoes and the reverberations of what you do are felt throughout the community, and we really appreciate it.
Oh, now my heart grew 3 times.
Good.
That's so sweet. Thank you so much. But yeah, we hope that you enjoyed this banter. Thank you, George, and take in some Doogie Horner here, and hope you join us for Winter WonderJam.
I noticed political division among the different types of milk expiration dates. Sounds crazy. I know it's not. This can't be true. It can't be there, but I see it. Let me explain. Okay, so most milk, the expiration date will say use by. It'll be like use by January 1st. This is the Democrat version of the expiration date. They're saying, hey, look, we care about your health. You are not allowed to drink this after January 1st. This is a milk mandate. But then some milk, it doesn't say use by, it says best by. This is the libertarian version of the expiration date, because libertarians, they're all about freedom. They're like, whoa, you don't have to drink this by January 1st. This is a free country, dude. You have the right to bear arms full of sour milk. You can drink it on the 1st, the 2nd, the 3rd. Could I drink it on the 30th? It will not be the best. But that is your right as an American. And then there's my favorite expiration date, the Republican expiration date, sell by. The sell-by date's not even talking to you. You buy that milk, you get it home a couple days later, you're like, all right, sell-by. Recently,
All right, Phil, let's say goodbye to everybody.
So as we mentioned, here's some Lyric Crimson Hookers, our typical closing show music. We'd like to thank you for tuning in today, and sincerely thank George Hrab for bantering with us today. We really spanned the globe. I had notes here on 4 topics, and I think we hit at last count 126. But I could have gone for another hour and a half, but I didn't know that if you all would be in for that. But I had a blast, and like we said, we're doing this for us and like 7 other people. But hope you enjoyed it, and we always do these. We sprinkle them around, and we're going to have a lot more fun. We've still got some great guests coming up here in November. I can't wait to chat with some of these. We do have our annual gratitude episode the week of Thanksgiving. And then, like we talked about, we head right into December for the Winter WonderJam, both the live stream and the show. Definitely catch the Christmas sweaters later in December on the 18th. And then like, subscribe, and follow so we can bring you your next favorite band. That's kind of the goal here. If you tuned in tonight because you already knew George or some other way that you super appreciate that, go tell a friend to subscribe. And we would love to bring you your next favorite band in the coming week, or your next favorite band may already be out there. NextFaveBand.com and our YouTube channel at NextFaveBand has all of our prior episodes. Like we mentioned, about 190 now. Just reach out to us and we'll help you find your next favorite band. Hope to see you at a live show soon. Hopefully, Winter WonderJam.